left the Tea Horse Hostel, not Tea House. I think I mispronounced it, is when he mentioned how people don't catch that little bit of the name. Anyway, leaving at 8:20. Had the waffle breakfast. The waffles were well made. Unfortunately, it was corn syrup, so it kind of ruined it. But I had, I think, 4 or 3.5. Some orange juice and banana. Very nice hostel. The goods that they sell on the first floor when they're open at 1 until 9. Very reasonably priced, cheap even for the mountain house. I have 6 of those, I think I mentioned before. We'll see how far I get on my trail before I have to get off to resupply. I don't have that many electrolyte packets now, so I'm going to restrict use unless they're really necessary. And we're going like 1, maybe 2 hills today, if that. And it's not really hot at the moment, but it will of course get hotter. And of course, at some point, the rain will fall. I don't know when or where, but it'll happen. But beautiful little town here. Walking back to the AT, see, and then from there, heading, I guess, south to rejoin the AT trail and walk along the river, I believe, for a couple of hours before I hit the hill. One guy there, no collar. He's nursing an injured knee. He's going to take another week off. I think staying at this hostel, in fact, interim. He was saying it's similar to the Shenandoahs, but I guess I'll find out when I get there. The goal today is an 18-mile day to the shelter. I believe there's one a couple miles even earlier than that if I need to. Barking dog was also at the hostel, but she left before breakfast. We were all waiting for it and pretty hungry, and time was going on and on. And early in the morning, like 5, Low Gear did get up and he was banging into things in the dark and stuff like that. I thought he left, but apparently he just needed to get up and move around or whatever, and he's staying to catch the train later today to go to Washington, D.C. to visit Arlington and see his father's grave. Very important to him, but he's having the same issues that I had when I finally decided not to, because of train delays. For one thing, they already have a half-hour train delay that they didn't know about, and whether or not he's going to have to stay a night, the cost of where he'll go, and what time he'll even get back to the trail and have to go to the hostel or start walking out. So, usual problems. Anyway, it for now. is a very rare event where you're walking along virtually flat ground for almost 2 miles. But that's because it's following along the river. And my shoelace has become untied and I have to tie it up. So yeah, and then up a hill and stay kind of at that elevation pretty much from there on. So there will be some exertion at the end. I'm just trying to maintain a quick pace here, kind of take advantage of the flat terrain to get the miles or the rate up. But that also means potentially sweating, and I don't have a whole lot of electrolytes since I didn't resupply and get more. I think I have probably maybe 1 to 2 per day left. I will definitely have to resupply at some point along the way. There are Walmarts along the way, but you know, they're a few miles off trail. That's a bit of a pain because then I have to hitch or walk in a few miles to get to them. And that's what I didn't want to have to do. Oh, okay, another note. I have to remind myself that I'm not in Virginia anymore. I didn't see the sign, but I've crossed another state border, and I guess I'm in Maryland. So, for as long as that lasts, apparently states are going to start falling every few days for a section here. So, I'm not sure what the next one is, but hopefully I'll notice the sign and know when I'm there and know what state I'm in. Off my last shelter, I'm walking kind of slow because my left shin kind of been hurting for some reason, and K-Town cut up to me, which tells you how slow I've been going. Anyway, this park is a lot of the history mixed between beginning of America and Civil War. I see there's a big archway down here I'll get some video of. But My left leg still feels a little sore in the shin, and there's a shelter another mile and a bit, so I might just end up having to pull up there for the night. The one I intended to go to is about 5 miles, so maybe I'll brave it, move on to that. Anyway, here's the archway I'm talking about. So I guess he was a war reporter or an author, and must have made some money, I guess. So nice little park. Some old ruins up there. You see K-Town heading up there, just following his lead. So let's see if we decide to say, again, you can freeze the video if you want to read the content. Okay. Okay, off we go. Well, I passed a shelter 5 minutes ago. I'm going to my original target. At my rate, I'll probably, instead of being 2 hours or 2.5, I'll probably be more like 3. Hopefully I don't make matters worse. I will take my time though. It is a bit uphill for a while and then downhill. I'm not sure if the downhill is where the problem will be mostly felt. We'll have to see. Otherwise, the feet themselves feel fine. Pack doesn't feel too heavy. May not have enough food, although I'll have enough dinners. I think K-Town mentioned he was trying to go to that town, which is beyond the shelter I'm heading. I don't know if he's thinking of staying in town. I think there's a restaurant. Anyway, that's up for him. I thought that might be something I could do in the morning. I'd pick up some maybe breakfast sandwiches and get them to go and have them for lunch. Kind of supplement the food I don't have. But all playing by ear. So at least the weather's nice. Don't know when it's going to turn ugly, but could be tomorrow for all I know. Don't trust the weather reports. Based on the AT weather.org site. So. Just left the shelter, carrying my bottle and water bladder to go down to the old shelter, which is still down here, and the water spreads. And of the 3 people that were there back at the shelter sitting at the table, none of them look like hikers, and one was speaking hands-free into her phone. I think Russian or Ukrainian, something like that. One of those languages to a man with a deep voice. So one of the guys looked East Indian, and the other looked just a white guy. So yeah, don't know what to make of that. None of them said hi to me. They acknowledged when I arrived. But I'm down, I guess, where the shelter used to be. I don't think it's here anymore. There's a path over there, which I assume is to the water service. Oh, I see the shelter up there. Kind of walking through muddy water here. Anyway, I guess they had an old shelter and decided to replace it rather than rebuild it. They just built a new one further up the path, away from the water. So, a little inconvenient. No, the only one in the shelter. Is this the way it's going to be in the northern half? I don't know. I expect someone will show up. I had no barking dog when I passed her. She was not feeling very good. She was going to come by and get water here at least. Maybe go into the campsite, which is another 2-point-something miles on. K-Town was just behind me when I pulled into here. I don't know, he was going there. We used to have showers, and he likes to have a shower more often than I need to. And it's not far from a restaurant. We can hitch into town and eat there, and then come back to his tent. So I think that's probably what he's going to do. And I'll bet that it's as deserted as this place. I'm sure a couple people will show up, but it's big. I bet I could probably get 25 people in this shelter, not including the porch. It is also covered in bad weather. Now, if they were all like this, wow. Try one of these good to go pad thai meals. I've got another one. This is one I got from HikerBot, some Motsy didn't want from her resupply. The other one I picked, it was like chicken gumbo or something like that. This is serving for 1. The other one is serving for 2. So hopefully this will be enough to fill me tonight. Because of that, I've got a little bit of candy for dessert. I'd have to spread out over a week, nearly. And other than what's in that bag, which is not a whole lot, my lunch stuff, which is, or my granola and bars and a couple Cliff bars and peanuts, mixed nuts. That's the kind of lunch stuff. So Well, let's hopefully see how far they can get stretched. Well, father and son arrived about 6 o'clock. It's like 8 o'clock now. I just getting water and making the food. I had just gone and laid down, listened to podcasts and stuff, and they were very consciously quiet, whispering stuff, so try not to wake me up like I was sleeping. And doing the usual other stuff like applying cream to my feet and stuff falling off trees, or editing the video, those kind of things. Just whiling away the evening, hoping that in the morning that shin pain will be gone or be minimal, and I can get back to walking normally. Right now it's a little tender. Anyway, it seems they're doing a session hike about 150 or 70 miles, I can't remember what he said. And this is like day number 6. And father's expressing how tired he'd gotten at the top of a hill a day or 2 ago, and just totally feeling dehydrated. Drank all the water he had, and just totally out of energy, and I can relate to that, because I know what that kind of weird effect is when you seem to lose all your energy, and you can't seem to get it back. Right now, anyway, the son's on his phone, on his cot, and the father is laying down on one of the benches, reading a book. So, I'm not having a lot of bonding time today, I guess, since the walk. Son's probably around 17, I'm guessing, 18, maybe even younger, you never know. Yeah, they looked like they were in pretty good condition. I mean, the father's overweight, but it looked like they hadn't been out very long, so I kind of guessed it was just a couple days, but I guess this is day 6 or 7. And yeah, I'm just going to go back and lay down and add the music to the video and add this little bit at the end, and take ibuprofen PM, see if I can get knocked out for the night, feel better in the morning.